Hello. May I extend the warmest greetings and send God's blessings to everyone watching and listening. Thank you for joining me. I will be brief. My name is Alan Stewart. I am owner of Blackfoot Taxi, which is a small, proper taxi company located south of Atlanta, and president of the National Taxi Network. I will be reporting on the state of the taxi industry in our area. There's a lot to cover, so let me start by saying confidence in the industry is at an all-time low. People hate us. If we did popularity polls, we'd come in beneath Donald Trump right now. That said, let me speak on the courage it takes to drive a taxi. You're essentially letting strangers into your personal space, day in and day out. Not only do you not know anything about these people, but if you have a proper taxi company, a proper taxi with meters and stuff, you give these people credit in the hopes that they will pay you when you arrive to their destination. A measure of bravery is required for the job. Let me salute you, brothers and sisters. Much like the police, you take your life in your hands every time you go out. The service you provide is essential. In the grand scheme, you're very important. Thank you, and lots of respect. But they don't care. They'd rather not deal with you because they think you're going to get over on them, or try to at least. And I'll admit, there is a fair amount of autonomy in taxi driving. And people have been prone to abuse it. But here it's worse now. Because even though customers are hip to the game, the drivers are still trying it. They take advantage of the elderly and everything, having to make ends meet on 1 or 2 trips a day. This is desperation. But I have to ask, what did you expect? Lack of enforcement of taxi laws and regulations have allowed illegal rideshare taxis to flourish and often close markets across the United States, dramatically increasing the number of competitors we have in the field. Now, if you're pro rideshare, you'll be thinking that, no, it's just fair competition and you guys are being beat. And maybe somewhere that's true. But here we have something unique. I would like to raise our situation up to the light and let the people judge whether or not it's fair. And we'll define fair as everybody getting the same opportunities as everybody else. Everybody getting the same treatment as everybody else. Alright, I will make my point. I only have 2 issues. 1, the illegal rideshare taxis can have as many cars on the road as they can sign up. Atlanta taxis are still under the medallion system, even though the state took over the taxi industry a couple years ago. Medallions are essentially licenses for cars to be taxis or to do taxi business. They're issued by the city in limited number. So, while the rideshare taxis can have as many cars on the road as they want, Atlanta taxis are restricted by regulation to 1,665 cars total for the entire city. I think last check, Uber had over 10,000 cars in the area. That's 6 rideshare taxis for every one proper taxi. My second point. The city of Atlanta itself regularly advertises for one of these illegal rideshare taxi companies, which was, at the time of this writing, still a privately held company. I submit to you a tweet, and there's more where this came from, but this one is the most recent I've seen. It's from January the 8th, 2018, this year. Take a look, and you tell me, whose side is the government on? They aren't supposed to be on anybody's side. Ideally, they're like the referees in the game. Yet here they are, advertising for Uber. And having watched this feed for a while now, I've never seen a tweet showing love to, say, Atlanta Checker Cab, who, by the way, just brought their first 2 zero-emissions vehicles. They are officially part of the Green Revolution in transportation now. Congratulations, guys. Keep up the good work. And you can follow their progress at Atlanta Checker Cab on Twitter. But, back to the topic. It appears that the government has chosen a side. So if another private company has grievance with the government's preferred company, can any cause be heard in any of its courts without the specter of bias haunting the ruling? Is that how the illegal rideshare taxi companies manage to stay in business, despite cease and desist orders from authorities? By the local government, hell, by the state? And if so, what chances do my small company have to fully develop in such an atmosphere? None. If Uber has compromised the city of Atlanta, my company has no chances to fully develop. And we will be looking for a new home if this is the case. The soil would not be conducive for optimum growth any longer. And I could be wrong. I might be tripping. If so, in the comments below, I want you to tell me, anybody, who is the person I need to speak with to get my company in that Twitter feed. Because it's not that I want the 550,000 or so followers that the city of Atlanta has to know about my company. It's the endorsement I'm after. By virtue of me being on their page, it's like the government is vouching for me. And that, my friends, is golden. It's a level of credibility we all strive for in business. So yeah, I need to know who that person is and tell them I don't have Uber money either. This person is not forthcoming. May I charge our investigative reporters with a task. Find out how these companies managed to exist and even grow when the government was telling them otherwise. If you want my answer, bribes, and a lot of them. 60 billion goes a long way. But in the name of justice, follow the Bitcoin, see what you come up with. Because I think our government has run amok, and we have a free press in this country that is there to step up and rein them in. Please, I beg you, take a look into it. All right. And that will conclude the bad news section of our report. We have some work to do.